Your voice. Don't think I forgot. I didn't forget about you. We're still talking about voice. The greatest part of your voice is that inner voice. You know what you really think about you. The things that you hide, even from friends, your insecurities, the insecure thoughts about your body, the thoughts about how you look, the thoughts about the quirky things you do that you try to hide, the thoughts about the things that you don't want anybody to know that you wrestle with or that you think about. Those things that when you're quiet and when you're by yourself, that you reflect on, that no matter what it is, no matter what you thought or how you go after something, those inner thoughts at night that keep you up, that make you feel bad, that's really the loudest part of your voice. And notice that in none of those scenarios are you really talking. It's the thoughts. It's the thoughts that repeat and repeat that you speak to yourself, because those are the thoughts that you really live by. And those thoughts are affected they are affected by what you believe about you, what you have taken in, whether it be the experiences that you've taken in, whether it be things that people have said to you or things that you said to people. Either way, those things have become part of you, and they become part of a baggage that you carry. We're still talking about your voice. That's why you have to weigh things out. You notice how I'm always talking about speaking to things, correcting things, talking about things, talking to yourself, because there are a lot of things that come to us and we think that they don't affect us, but later on, at the wrong time, it'll come to the surface. So when people miscategorize you, when you allow yourself to get in a situation where you could be miscategorized, when you fall into a situation and you get yourself out, you have to talk to yourself. You have to say out loud, I forgive you. I forgive you for falling into that. Oh my goodness, what did I do? You know what? Oh, this is my pattern. You've got to talk yourself through it. You've got to speak to that voice, because otherwise, the inner voice that's beating you up, going, see, remember when they said that? Oh gosh, look at you. You're doing that. All of those thoughts, like a ping pong match, going back and forth, making you doubt, making you question, making you lose confidence, making you forget who you are, making you forget all the good things. Like a ping pong match in your head, all of those little darts will come, and that's the loudest voice that's speaking to you. It's what you say or what's said to you in your quiet time. That's why you've got to filter what you receive. Filter if it's critique, make sure it's constructive criticism. Don't always look for criticism, and don't always run for praise. It's a balance. There is no day that we are all perfect. Every day you do something good. Every day you do something questionable. Sometimes you do something bad. But every day you do something that you want to improve on the next day. Notice I said improve. Because one day does not your life make. One bad decision only ruins your life if you allow it. You've got to use that inner voice. And that inner voice is only strengthened by this moving and opening and speaking. When you speak to people, you're not just speaking to them, but you're also speaking through your own personal experience. So when you encourage someone, you are also encouraging yourself. And likewise, when you're being negative and you're tearing someone down, you're also tearing down yourself. Your voice. Your voice matters. And it's that quiet. It's the voice of your mind that really determines, destroys, divides, weaponizes, conquers, defeats. That's really who you're fighting. When other people say things and it really hits you, it's not because they said it and it's true, but they are saying and speaking something you're already feeling. And then you use what they say as a confirmation. Like I said, every day we do something good. Every day we do something bad. Sometimes we do something questionable. No one is all bad unless you give up and that's what you decide you want to be. But when you wake up, you have an opportunity to exercise the best part of your voice, the best part of you, and to speak to yourself. That's why you hear a lot of people say, I get up with my affirmations. I speak things over myself. I tell myself I can do it. I can face whatever's going on. Now, I tell you all the time, be careful about the cliches you pick up. You don't want to say all positive vibes because you don't learn, well, it depends on how you look at the word vibe. Let me back up. I understand that you want positive people. Positive people around you. That's one thing. But you're not going to always be able to determine who you're around. Your job with your voice is to empower you so that you can handle, overcome, conquer, defeat whatever vibe comes your way. Because then you're operating in real life and you're operating in balance. I hope that makes sense to you. I wish I could figure out a way to say it better. In other words, if you're always trying to control your environment, you're going to fail. You can't even control you. But what you can do is teach yourself, empower yourself, encourage yourself to handle whatever environment you may or may not be in, because you will not always be able to control it. That's why your voice matters. So, your challenge, speak to you every morning when you get up. Just you and God. Begin to talk. Talk to him and allow him to talk to you. You want to empower your voice so that when you get in difficult times, the ping pong match is not happening. There will be moments that you feel that way, but I do mean moments, few and far between. But mainly and ultimately, you know who you are because you started to empower and speak to you. Just like it's important that we know the voice of God, you've got to know your own voice, and you've got to know when it's really speaking truth to you and when it's not. And as you empower yourself, you won't lie to you because you will begin to love you. Remember, the goal of our voice is to become victoriously outspoken, initiating corrective environments. When you can become victoriously outspoken, you will speak the words that will feed that inner voice, the inner person, and you'll begin to love the inner person. Love who you are. So now you're not having thoughts that are tearing you down, but you may get negative information that you're able to transform, process, incorporate, and may adapt and make changes. That's how we become victorious in the voice. It's been your girl, Candid with Kim. We are still building and using our voice.